everyone!
Hello, and welcome to your morning. We got a lot of news here for you today. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hello there, beautiful people. Rise and shine. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Let's go fill your Tuesday up with good vibes, inspiration, information, and unstoppable energy.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Your mornings are always more fun with us. Join us in the next hour and a half for stories and conversations that matter. And speaking of conversations, this Tuesday, I just saw on the news, and I think we will be reporting about it, that Canlaon is currently, I think, erupting.
Yeah, so Mount Canlaon just erupted. It's something that we have been monitoring in the past for the past few weeks and months. We'll have more information on that, of course. Fivox did post on their social media accounts that there is an eruption happening in Mount Canlaon in the Negros Island region. So we're going to give you more updates on that as it comes in. So yeah, as I mentioned a while ago, busy news day here on this beautiful day.
It's a blue Tuesday.
Hopefully a happy Tuesday. We'll be delivering some urgent news and some good news as well. Later on, we'll be talking to someone who actually helps people who are hungry, right? Giving free food for those who are hungry. So we'll talk about that later on. And what else are we having? Coach V.
Yeah, Coach V obviously coming back in, and of course, let's see whether or not Anne has read the scripts ahead of time. And
let me just tell you,
she stopped ever since we've called her out.
Ever since we called her out, she was like, okay, let's not.
Today, I was not able to look at her script.
Yeah,
so there. It's going to be a surprise for all of us later on. But of course, aside from the news, let's go check out if it's going to be traffic this morning. The major roads in Metro Manila at this hour. Here is the situation along EDSA White Plains. On the left side is the southbound lane going to Shaw Boulevard, already slowing down as early as 7 a.m. Now, on the right side is the northbound lane headed to Cubao, still free-flowing at this time. Now, here is the situation along EDSA Orense this time in Makati. On the left side are vehicles going to Pasay. Light to moderate traffic on that stretch. Opposite lane, right side is the northbound lane bound for Shaw Boulevard. No problem yet. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. Today is a Tuesday, guys. Vehicles with license plates ending in 3 and 4 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Now let's find out what the weather will be like on this Tuesday. Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Mo. So before we go talk about Mount Canlaon, let's talk about the weather happening all over the country. There are two distinct weather systems affecting the country today, and that is the ITCZ, which is currently bringing thunderstorms to southern Mindanao, while the easterlies are influencing the rest of the country. So as you can see here, easterlies for the rest of the country, while the ITCZ affecting the southern parts of the Philippines. Now, this will cause occasional showers and thunderstorms, so do watch out for that. Now, in the southern part of the country, particularly in Palawan and southern Mindanao, areas such as Zamboanga Peninsula, Basilan, Misamis Occidental, Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur, and Palawan, all those will experience cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. As I move over to the side so you can see all the areas affected. Now, this is all due to the ongoing ITCZ. Now, these areas should be prepared for sudden downpours and possible flash floods, so do watch out for all of that here in Mindanao and over in Palawan. Now, in contrast, Metro Manila and the rest of the country, under the influence of the easterlies, will continue to see partly cloudy to cloudy skies all throughout the day. Now, there will be the occasional isolated rain showers and thunderstorms that are expected, especially in the afternoon, but generally, conditions will remain on the warmer and more humid side. Now, with that, let's talk about the heat indices. Now, speaking of warm and humid, here are the heat index forecasts from Pag-asa. Currently, there are several areas that are experiencing extreme heat, placing them in what we call the danger zone. Now, leading that list is Vera Catanduanes with a heat index of a whopping 44 degrees Celsius, followed by Sangli Point in Cavite at 43 degrees Celsius. Other areas with a heat index of 42 degrees Celsius include Dagupan and Pangasinan, Subic Bay, Olongapo, San Jose and Occidental Mindoro, Cuyo, Palawan, Rojas and Capiz, and Iloilo City, as well as Dumangas, Iloilo. Now, areas experiencing extreme heat with a heat index of 41 degrees Celsius are under extreme caution. These areas include Metro Manila, Baler in Aurora, Iba Zambales, Calapan Oriental Mindoro, Masbate City, Pili Camarines Sur, La Granja in La Carlota, Negros Occidental, Panglao, Bohol, Tacloban, Leyte, Maasin in Southern Leyte, Dipolog, Zamboanga del Norte, Musuan in Bukidnon, and Hinatuan in Surigao del Sur, as well as Butuan in Agusan del Norte. Now, additional locations under extreme caution with a heat index of 4 degrees Celsius include Etiaga, Isabela, Muñoz, Nueva Ecija, San Ildefonso, Bulacan, Camiling, Tarlac, Tanawan, Batangas, Alabat, Quezon, Romblon, Puerto Princesa City, Palawan, in Palawan rather, Daet in Camarines Norte, Ginobatan, Albay, Baybay Leyte, and Surigao City. Now, given these extreme heat conditions, it is important to take the necessary precautions. Stay hydrated, avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight, wear light, loose clothing. Now, if you're outdoors, take regular breaks in shaded and cool areas, as well as listen to your body. If you feel dizzy, nauseous, unwell, seek shelter immediately and cool off. Stay safe and alert during these extreme weather conditions. Now, talking about conditions, the sea conditions, there are no gale warnings in effect at this time, so fishermen and mariners can safely head out to sea without much worry. However, it is important to stay alert and monitor any weather updates or advisories that may be issued all throughout the day. Now, weather conditions could change rapidly, especially when you're out at sea, so make sure to prioritize your safety and best stay prepared. Now, as we mentioned a while ago, there's an explosive eruption currently occurring at the summit vent of Canlaon volcano starting at 5:51 a.m. today, April 8, 2025. A massive ash plume has risen 4,000 meters into the sky. Now, the ash plume is drifting southwest, and authorities are monitoring the situation closely. The pyroclastic density currents, or PDCs, have been seen descending on the southern slopes of the volcano. Now, according to VVOX, 14 volcanic earthquakes have been recorded so far, and sulfur dioxide flux is at 1,655 tons per day as of April 7, 2025. Canlaon volcano remains at alert level 3, indicating elevated volcanic activity. Authorities have issued warnings for nearby residents to prepare for potential hazards such as explosive eruptions, lava flows, ashfall, PDCs, rockfalls, and lahar during heavy rainfall. The public is strongly advised to avoid the volcano's vicinity and evacuate if within a 6-kilometer radius of the summit. Follow evacuation procedures if needed. We'll give you more updates as the situation develops later on in the show. But for the moment, that's it for Weather HQ. Back to you, girls.
Vice President Sara Duterte's homecoming from the Netherlands, welcomed by calls to face questions on her confidential funds. This comes after a new list of suspected fake names with no birth, marriage, or death certificates surfaced, adding to the expanding list of supposed dummy recipients of the VP's confidential funds. House Deputy Majority Leader Paolo Ortega suspects this signals a pattern with handling confidential funds.
Tingin ko sanay na sila. Alam nila kung paano patakbuhin yung ganitong sistema. More specifically yung sa confidential funds. Sinadya man o hindi, alam nila yung gagawin nila. Yun lang ang aking opinion tungkol dito. May mastery na siguro.
Several cabinet officials are set to attend the third Senate hearing on the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte on Thursday, April 11. Senate President Cheese Escudero previously requested the appearance of the officials present after they skipped the earlier hearings. Among those who may attend include CIDG Chief Nicolas Torre, who led Duterte's arrest back in March. The palace says it has yet to receive an official invitation from Senator Amy Marcos. The officials have earlier declined to attend the hearings due to matters concerning executive privilege.
Binigyan din po natin ng pagrespeto ang kanyang hiling. Kaya, provided of course, ito hindi naman din tatalakay sa executive privilege na mga issues.
further update on the situation at Mount Canlaon, the PHIVOLCS has issued a notice for the end of explosive eruption that began at 5:51 a.m. today. More updates as they come in. Moving on, supporters of former President Duterte in Davao City promised to rally every week in an effort to bring the ex-chief executive home. Supporters of former President Duterte in Davao promised to rally to bring the former executive home, and the movement dubbed as Green Rice Action has received the support of various senatorial candidates, as well as Sagip Party List Representative Rodante Marcoleta, Attorney Israelito Torreon, who represents Pastor Apollo Quiboloy, and Davao City Mayor Baste Duterte. The initiative comes as the former president is detained in The Hague on charges of crimes against humanity.
Every Sunday, 7 p.m. para sa Green Rice Action. Pinag-ino hanggang nakauwi. Si PRD ang ating tatay dito.
The election is no place for gender-based discrimination. That statement from Gabriela Women's Party List after filing a complaint to the Supreme Court against Pasig congressional candidate attorney Ian Sia for his single mom joke in a barangay caucus last week. Sia was also issued a show-cause order by the Commission on Elections last week, summoning him to justify why he shouldn't be given an election offense or be disqualified. COMELEC also filed a show-cause order to 2 more candidates. Misamis Oriental Governor Peter Unabia, who said that only beautiful women should be nurses, and gubernatorial candidate Batangas Vice Mayor Jay Ilagan, who quipped that rival Vilma Santos is a washed-away actor. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia says the commission is looking to strengthen its anti-discrimination guidelines, including making election forums and caucuses safe spaces.
In other news, former beauty queen Shamsi Supsup Lee says she's resigning from her political party in Pasig over Sia's controversial remarks. On Facebook, Supsup Lee says her values no longer align with the Kaya This party over recent developments. The former Miss Universe Philippines National Director is gunning for a seat as councilor in the 1st District of Pasig City.
Former Congressman Edgar Erice denies claims that he slandered Caloocan City Representative Mitch Cahayon Uy. On Billionarios at the Forefront, Erice claims that he was only giving valid criticism to a public official who prioritizes handing out aid over legislative duties.
I don't think that is misogynistic. I don't think that I violated her as a woman. I simply describe what she's doing in the campaign. And it's a valid issue. Pinagtatakpan niya yung kakulangan niya sa mga programa. For example, in education, may Supreme Court ruling na, di ba, na pag public official ka, you should not be onion skin. And and that's part of that's a legitimate criticism of an ordinary citizen against a public official.
Representative Cahayon Uy has filed a complaint against Erice for violations of the Safe Spaces Act.
In world news, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived at the White House, where he is expected to seek to limit the string of tariffs imposed on his country. The visit is likely to be closely watched by world leaders as global markets spiral downward. Netanyahu is the first foreign leader to meet face-to-face with Trump since he announced a sweeping tariff policy last week. Under the new policy, Israeli goods face a 17% U.S. tariff. The United States is Israel's closest ally and largest single trading partner. The death toll from Myanmar's earthquake rose to 3,600, with 5,017 people injured and 160 still missing as of Monday evening, according to Myanmar state media. A powerful 7.9 magnitude earthquake struck Myanmar at 12:51 local time on March 28. Authorities say a total of 89 aftershocks, ranging in magnitude from 2.8 to 7.5, had been recorded by Sunday.
Over in sports, the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petrogas Angels set to clash for supremacy in the PBL All-Filipino Conference. Game 1 of the final is scheduled for tonight at 6:30 p.m. at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Cool Smashers entered the championship by defeating the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Creamline is seeking a 5th straight conference title. As for Petrogas, they are challenging the Cool Smashers dynasty. The Angels booked their ticket to the big stage by taking down the Cari Chargers in the semis. Over in the U.S., Major League Baseball kings, the Los Angeles Dodgers, are honored at the White House. President Donald Trump welcomed the Dodgers for winning the 2024 World Series. Trump even took the time to take a swipe at a couple of unnamed senators in attendance. The U.S. president also congratulated Dodgers sensation Shohei Ohtani following his remarkable campaign last season.
In all of baseball history, only 6 players have ever hit 40 home runs and stolen 40 bases in a single season. And an elite group known as the 40-40 Club. It's a 40-40 club and very few people make it. But unanimous National League MVP, Shohei Ohtani. Looks like a movie star. He's got a good future, I'm telling you. He shattered all of those records last year. Think of it, all of them. And he did something even more because he became the first ever member of the 50-50 club. So 40-40 is top. Hitting 54 home runs and 59 steals, and an accomplishment unparalleled in 149 years of Major League Baseball. Think of that. That's just incredible. Even more incredibly, Shohei clinched that achievement in what some have called the greatest game ever. Was it that good of a game? Huh? That was a pretty good game, actually, right there? Is he good?
He's only getting better.
And he's getting better.
Getting better.
That's scary for a lot of people, huh?
History is made in Mexico, where thousands attend a national boxing class. Held at Mexico City's Zocalo Square, the event was part of a campaign to combat drug use and violence among the youth. Boxing legends Julio Cesar Chavez, Oscar de la Hoya, and Roberto Duran led the record-breaking event, which is now said to be the largest national boxing class in history.
Now moving on to entertainment, the blockbuster adaptation of the 2011 video game Minecraft shattered box office estimates despite mixed reactions to its trailers. A Minecraft movie grossed $157 million this weekend, making it the biggest opening weekend of the year, beating Captain America: Brave New World's $88.5 million opening weekend. Video game movies are becoming a popular genre from Hollywood, from Super Mario to Sonic the Hedgehog, and now Minecraft is the most successful adaptation yet.
And Tom Cruise and the gang are going all out in the next chapter of Mission Impossible. Cruise reprises his role as Agent Ethan Hunt, who takes on a new death-defying assignment. Here's a look at Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, set to hit cinemas on May 23rd.
Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this.
You gave him an aircraft carrier?
Our lives are the sum of our choices. This was your calling, your destiny. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
So excited. Again, this is a direct sequel to the last film, Dead Reckoning. And Final Reckoning, going into this one, is the 8th filmed in the series.
That's crazy. I mean, there's
Wow.
just something about Tom Cruise with action movies and planes.
And running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and running. The
There's-
signature sprint. Like,
It's so crazy. Actually, I watched the behind the scenes.
Wait lang,
and
paano?
it's a signature sprint. That's the way he runs. Diba?
I'm not sure if it's how you did it. Ayan,
Yeah,
can we
show
play
it,
back the
direct.
sprint?
Yeah, that's how he runs.
Pwedeng
It's a
pa-loop yung
signature
pagtakbo
sprint.
niya, then pwedeng pa-split screen kay Anne.
Let's see.
Alright? Kaya ba? Tingnan lang natin.
No, but there was some
i-timing
behind
natin.
the scenes that I
Yeah.
saw while he was running to jump to another cliff. Because you know he does his own stunts.
stunts,
yes,
he
he
does, he
actually broke his ankle. It was so gruesome to watch.
Yeah, but you know what? That first Mission Impossible is actually a really, really great cinema. Just
I love
really
all the Mission
good classic,
Impossibles.
a really good classic movie. If the younger generation should go out and check that, and you will notice that Tom Cruise has been running the same way.
Yes, it's
For
his signature
all this time.
sprint. It
Which
does
how
not-
does it
there.
All right,
There.
so we're gonna see if we can. There's Anne. This is Tom Cruise. Oh no, that's Tom Cruise
Oh,
swimming.
hindi eh. Swimming yan eh.
Swimming yan eh. Close enough.
Direct naman
It's
eh.
okay.
Ayan! Diba?
Sa sobrang bilis.
Nagalit pa si Ann kay Direk.
Sa sobrang...
Sa sobrang bilis ng sprint, hindi na umabot dun
Hindi
sa cut.
umabot.
Yeah, I know.
Yun lang,
But you know
yun
what?
lang.
He's timeless. He does not grow old. Like, look at his face. It's just the same Tom Cruise.
It's just so fun. I remember the biggest issue with Tom Cruise before, at least as an artist, was that he was actually really short. He is
He
really
is a short king.
Yeah, he is. Like the way they shot Top Gun, I think Top Gun was a movie. He was always at the forefront, so
looks
the taller
bigger, yeah.
the taller
Yeah,
artist
yeah.
will always be at the back, or he's always leaning on something. One of those things.
At least they can make Daya.
Yeah. No, but then he's still one of my favorite actors. To be
I'm
honest.
excited
One of
for
the biggest
this.
I don't know, it's
actors.
just so, like, there's something about watching Tom Cruise in planes.
And running.
Like,
In the last movie, I got so sad when Rebecca Ferguson died.
Spoiler!
It's old na.
Direct sequel.
It's old na.
well, what if the people
Anyway.
haven't watched it, so now you guys know who
so
that
you know
Rebecca
now that
Ferguson
Anne
dies.
is that friend. Anne is that friend.
Yes, don't go to her for all the spoilers.
Yeah, Anne likes spoilers even on the show. She likes knowing segments ahead of time.
Not just segments, answers.
Answers ahead of time.
Yes.
Magpapa-quiz show, pero alam niyo yung sagot, right? Quiz
It's
show.
old. It was released like what year? Tagal na. People
Oh my
have
God.
seen it already.
Anyway, speaking of spoilers, why don't you spoil the next body,
Yeah,
Anne?
go.
Well, artist and activist Mae Paner takes on a new challenge in her career as a community leader. She joins us live to talk about her latest advocacy after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hello there and welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Artist and activist Mae Paner reinvents herself once again, this time as a community leader, feeding the poor with nutritious meals. Joining us in the studio is the leading woman of Kawa Pilipinas, Miss Mae Paner. It's a beautiful day. Miss Mae, good morning. Welcome to the show.
It sure is a beautiful day. Thank you for having me. And I'm really excited to talk about Kawa Pilipinas with you because I just checked
Right.
if you know who we are, and you said not yet. And that excites me.
I know. People know you as your satirical persona, of
I
course,
know.
Wanna Change, and you've made a name in film, television, broadcasting, advertising, social activism, and now you're here to talk about Kawa Pilipinas. Can you tell us what inspired you to establish this passion project of yours, and how has it evolved since you started it in 2020?
Well, actually, I just answered to a call. In March of 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, a brother from the Redemptorist Church, Brother June, said, May, we need a cook. And because I have tasted your dinuguan, you know, and I know how you love to cook, can you volunteer? I go, Okay, but I have no car and I have no means to go because it was a total lockdown. We'll pick you up and we'll bring you home. That started it. I said yes, and ever since then, I never stopped. 4.8 years later.
Well, that dinuguan must be a winner.
I know. I love
that dinuguan.
Nakapakain ako ng iglesia ng dinuguan ko.
Wow, really? Seryoso?
That
Sorry,
good.
sorry. No. My thing, she's not practicing. So
Not practicing anymore.
Okay.
mad at me.
It makes sense. But I'm just looking at the website, and I love the fact that you actually counted 435,000 meals served as of March 22 in
Yes.
2025. But the
Yes.
other thing that really stands out to me is that they say it's co-creating lives through food. That's the
Yes.
first words you see when you open Kawa Pilipinas. What does that mean?
Because if we really want a better world where there's zero hunger, nobody does it alone.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to co-create with people.
Yes.
And when you create something that's not there yet. Because it's something that you look towards the north and there's hunger.
Yeah.
And if you co-create and what you see is a world where everyone has access to food, it's something that has not happened yet. So, if you join me, like the three of you come and volunteer to Kawa, we can co-create a better future for all through food.
Right.
That is why we say co-creating, because I think, because I'm an artist, I guess, I really like to be creative when I do things. Like even when I was, on stage, attending rallies, I made sure I was bigger than life.
Yeah.
I donned costumes, I put on wigs, because you have to be creative, kailangan ka mapansin.
Yes.
Di ba?
Yes.
Kailangan you come from purpose, kailangan meron kang sinusolusyonan na problema ng mundo.
Tama.
And for all of this, you have to be creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So I love that you said we have to be creative because obviously your dinuguan clearly won that show.
Yeah.
But I want to know what challenges, apart from having to get people to know what Kawa is, did you encounter when starting up Kawa?
actually, of course, food gets to be very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember the time when sibuyas was 1,000 a kilo?
Don't
Yeah.
remind us about the
Yeah.
time.
I know.
Onion, sili
And
labuyo.
then, our bigas, how much is that a kilo? And because in Kawa, we don't feed like 10 or 20 or 1,000. When we feed in Kawa, we feed like 2,000 for 2,000
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
3,000. And for that, you need money.
Yeah.
Right.
And because you need money, I'm always there on Facebook. If you have extra, if you want to donate, it can be in cash, it can be in kind, and it can be in service too. So please come and volunteer. And so, and people respond. Sometimes you just have to give them opportunity to be their better selves, and they will respond. And that is really what excites me. But of course, at the same time, it is a challenge because what if they don't come?
Right.
What if you build it and they don't come, di ba?
Right.
Malulungkot si Kevin Costner. But they came. I mean,
Okay.
and I'm just so happy and blessed that people respond to the problem of hunger.
Yeah, I love that. First of all, great reference to Kevin Costner. And second, another thing I love about this is that it's heart-based. Just looking at all of the marketing, all of the positioning of Kawa Pilipinas, it's very heart-forward muna. And you even call the people you help beloveds.
Yes.
And that for me is such a big deal because apart from the fact that wala silang pagkain from time to time,
Yeah.
if not most of the time, it's also the attention that they do not get
Yeah.
as you're doing it. So how big of a factor is it na, as much as we're feeding them physically, it's something a bit more?
Well, because I realized that the heart is more smarter than the brain.
Okay.
If you operate from the brain, para lang yan, when we're discussing and I win an argument, okay, I win that argument for that moment.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I win your heart,
That's forever.
I win you forever.
yes.
Hindi ba? And that is a winner. And so that's how we operate. And even every time we cook, I always remind the volunteers of why they're there and where we operate from. So it really already sets the mood for the day that when we are in Kawa, we actually operate from our heart. And it is love-based.
Right, right.
Kasi sabi ko nga, the best way to politicize is to humanize.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Di ba? And to do that, you really have to come from your center, from your core, from the very best part of your being, and I think that is your heart.
Miss May, how's it been, in terms of partnerships and collaborations? We were talking about this off the air a while ago. How has the community responded to support Kawa Pilipinas since it started in 2020?
When you're doing something good, it has to be an ecosystem of goodness. And we have to remind people that we are all connected. And you know who, for example, Jollibee Group Foundation was one of the very first who responded to us. And ever since then, they would send us, May, we'd like to give away 20 boxes of congee mix, of chicken guisado, of siomai, of chicken. And then there's a Supreme Court. You know that Supreme Court justices come to Kawa?
Wow.
Uutusan ko yan, Justice Alameda! Sabi ko ng ganyan! Justice Marvic, medyo wala tayong pamalengke.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Justice Marvic, naku, pag si Mayan tumawag, mahihiya ka namang tumanggi. So si Justice Marvic, he gives. He comes to the kitchen, he cooks.
Okay.
And then the De La Salle community of College of St. Benil. Nung natapos yung list namin sa isang bahay ng mga madre, they opened their doors to us. Kaya ako, sobrang pasalamat ko sa La Salle, sa College of St. Benil, kasi grabe. Alam nyo, to give us a home, 600 square meters, sabi ko nga, binigyan nyo ba ako ng bahay, binigyan nyo ako ng problema. Ang laki! Imagine mo yung staff noon, yung kuryente, yung tubig. Buti naman, nag-message na naman ako sa Maynila. Humingi ako ng tubig. Sabi niya, May, huwag kang mag-alala. Tuwing may feeding, ngayon may tubig ka na.
Wow.
That's why yung that ecosystem na tumutugon sila, like the Center for Social Action, yung mga urban poor community nagpupunta sa amin. Pag pumunta sila sa Kawa, tutulong sila mag-volunteer. Pag uwi nila, may pagkain na yung pamilya nila, may pagkain pa yung community nila.
Wow.
And then the students, when they come, sabi niya, alam mo, Miss May, nagpunta lang ako dito nung una para mag-enjoy Hindi ko alam that I will look forward to every Saturday of my life to be in Kawa.
Right. It's very fulfilling.
Di ba kayo nahihipuan?
Opo.
Are you not touched with the stories? Di ba? Kasi
Very much.
sabi ko talaga parang amazing, no? You just start something and then all of a sudden I realize na ano pala to, para siyang yung dugtong-dugtong, the connectedness of all of this through food that's clean, that's nutritious and delicious, no? Hindi ko lang magawa yung marami. Kasi syempre, pag kumakain, bibigay pa lang ako 1 cup of rice. And how I wish, kaya ko nang maging 1.5 yun. At saka ngayon, madalas chicken kasi yun ang mura. Ang dream ko, makapaglagay ako sa food pack ng baka, na maraming gulay. Alam mo yung, sana one day, ang laman ng food pack namin, kare-kare.
Yeah.
Like ba?
Wow, grabe.
Mga ganyang levels, di ba? But, I know we will get there. And
Yes.
hopefully through the Billionario News Channel, ang mga bilyonaryo ng mundo. Because, I'm really looking for philanthropists.
Yes, yes.
Actually, first akong dinefine as philanthropist, nagulat ako. Kasi akala ko, ang philanthropist pang mayaman, pang bilyonaryo lang. Hindi pala. So when you're doing good and you're consistently doing it, you are a philanthropist.
Okay.
So sabi ko, ay, philanthropist ako.
Right.
So on my epitaph, I want when I die, Mae Paner, artist, activist, philanthropist. Ang ganda nun, di ba? And maybe here's a Billionario News Channel sa mga nanonood ng mga bilyonaryo dyan.
Dagdag natin ang philanthropist at the end of the...
Yes.
No, I definitely
May-
love what you're
Okay.
doing, Miss May. And food is such a universal love language.
It is my love language. Yeah, it is.
But I want to know, what have you learned about yourself throughout this whole process ever since starting Kawa?
Well, actually, nakakatuwa. Kasi noon, gusto kong mag-unite ng mga tao.
Yeah.
Hindi tayo magkasundo kasi hindi tayo nag-unite. Hindi natin malabanan ng mga kaaway kasi kanya-kanya tayo. Ang hirap pala talaga noon.
Yes.
I think ang minimum lang na gusto kong mangyari to coexist.
Okay.
Kasi, halimbawa, ikaw, iba ang opinion mo, iba ang opinion ko, di ba? Iba ang gusto mong iboto, iba. At kadalasan ng panggagalingan ng away. Kasi i-insist ko, ikaw talagang tanga-tanga mo sa mga pinipili mo. Bobo ka kasi. eh. Ano ba yung mga ganyan? Samantalang yun ang real, sino nga ang gusto mo at bakit? Okay. Ako naman ito ang gusto ko at bakit? Kaya mo ba akong respetuhin kahit na iba ang gusto mo? Iba sa gusto ko. Pagka ganun kasi, meron akong entrance sa punta sa'yo. Hindi ako nagsasara. Hindi ba? Nagbe-bridge ako. Kasi dati akong laging tama at saka ako lagi akong galit. Di ba, I'm a cut above the best. And then na-realize, hindi naman pala kailangan ganun. Hindi ba, hindi kailangan pag manalo ko, kailangan talo ka.
Tama.
Di ba, pwede mang manalo ako ngayon, manalo ka bukas. You know, parang we just take turns. But you find reason to coexist with everyone.
I love that, and I also love the fact that I want to go back to a term that you used a while ago po, yung ecosystem of goodness.
Yes.
Because one of the key parts of yung Kawa is yung volunteerism eh. Na-mention nyo nga eh, like they started out going there na, baka masaya to. But then it becomes life-changing in so many ways. For those volunteers who come in, what changes do you normally see in the volunteers mismo after their first few days, first few hours working with Kawa, and eventually as things go by? Kasi if you go on your social media pages, nandiyan yung mga kwento ng mga volunteers and it's so varied. How has that affected you personally? Of course, how have you seen volunteers affected by the work?
Amazing. Like, say for example, we have a volunteer, his name is 30. And si 30, when he started, nandun lang yung sa labas ng Kawa ni ayaw mag-volunteer, mukhang masungit na nakaganon. And he was, I think, 12 then.
Yeah.
Alam mo ngayon, siyang nagmaman ng social media namin.
Wow.
Pagkatapos, sabi niya nung, "Uy, anak," kasi they call me Mommy May. Di ko, "Anak, ano mo sa Kawa? Anong masasabi mo na matagal ka na dito sa Kawa at part ka na ng core?" Hindi kasi, Mommy, na-realize ko na ang kurso gusto kong kunin pagka-graduate ko, parang may kinalaman na rin sa food. Kasi, Mommy, eventually, gusto ko yung trabaho ko, yung I will respond to the problem of hunger, not only in the Philippines, but in the world.
Wow.
Diyos ko naman, di ba, para namang maiyak-iyak naman ng Mommy May. Di ba? Tapos yung isa, ang course niya ngayon ay culinary na. They're so affected by it because, you know, they cook. Yung isang bata, for example, tuturuan ka magsaing ka, magagawa niya. Eh, nag-absent yung chef namin. Anak, Riley, ikaw ang in charge ngayon, pasta alakawa tayo. Ako, Mami? Oo, ikaw. Sabi kong ganyan. Alam mo, yung takot niya na yun, talagang nilabanan niya. Kasi talagang nakaganon ako. Ang dami kong ginagawa. Ayusin mo yan. Magluluto pa ako ng pagkain ng volunteers. Nakikita mo si chef paano ginagawa. Kaya mo yan, anak. You know? Ang dami mong alalay. You know, when he made his first 1,600 meals when he was 15, bilib na bilib siya sa sarili niya.
Wow.
Imaginein mo, so nung gumagawa kami ng videos about our narratives, Riley was saying, nung unang tatakot ako, nung inutusan ako ni Mommy, pero nung umuo ako, nakagawa ako ng 1,600 meals in one day. Bumilib ako sa sarili ko. And now, he's studying culinary at the Lyceum.
Wow.
That's incredible. Always say yes to Mommy May.
Yeah.
Yan yung
That's your future.
titik-away ko.
So you're changing the lives of your volunteers. And of course, you're changing the lives of the people that you feed as well. One meal at a time, right?
Yeah.
So how do you select yung communities that you reach out to?
Actually, somehow the universe has, you know, ways of bringing them to us. Kasi like, for example, we're inside the College of St. Benilde. They're helping us. Meron silang CSA, Center for Social Action.
Yes.
And they are part of communities. And so what they do is they give us communities. That's why, like Pastor Cesar, who's from the Tondo community, helps us. And every time he comes, he will bring people from Tondo to help us. And so they are in our kitchen. Yung mga iba't ibang mga jails, from Bucor, from BJMP, ay kung hindi kayo pwede kuha ng pagkain, ha? Kaya kailangan matutulong kayo magpa. So they come. And then they bring home 150, 200. You know, iniikutan namin iba't ibang jails, including the Correctional Institute for Women and the New Bilibid Prison. So, yun. That's how they come to us. And then, may isang warden, "Ma'am, nalipat na ako sa Parañaque. Pwede bang isali mo na ang Parañaque?" Okay, fine. Ilan ba kayo? "O ma'am, pwede mo bang dagdagan ng 150? Sige, dagdagan natin. So, ganun kami lumalaki.
Yeah. Opportunity just comes.
Opportunity just comes, you know.
Now I'm gonna start calling you Mommy May. I hope that's okay.
Sure.
My future is bright sitting next to you. So Mommy May, what's next for Kawa? Are there any initiatives or campaign that you're excited about?
Well, I'm really, because just the other day, last Sunday, we had the blessing and inauguration of our new home. And what's most exciting for me is remember this ecosystem for good. Nung una, hindi ko pa alam yan. Ginamit ko yung term niya kasi narinig ko lang yan sa iba. Okay?
I like
there's
it though.
Yeah, because there's this woman who said, she called me a philanthropist, Dr. Glenda Gloria. She studied philanthropy in the US. Meron palang ganon. Ngayon sabi niya, May, you're doing so much good in the world. I think, you know, and there's so much money from millionaires, billionaires around the world who want to give their money to deserving institutions. And I think Kawa Pilipinas deserves to be part of this ecosystem of good. And they're the Spring Rain Global Foundation. So they're the ones who will help us look for money so that we can have better infra, we have programs for the volunteers where we can get scholarships. Eventually, hindi naman siguro masama kung magkaroon ng Kawa Cafe
Yeah.
where the rich will pay
Right.
extra
Yes.
so that the poor can eat for free.
Yes.
Di ba? We can sell products. And so may R&D yan. And then we also need data management. So ang Spring Rain Global, sabi nila, May, there's a bigger dreaming of you. And then she made me answer na, why? The why beneath the why. Kasi sabi niya, May, what are you doing? Nagpapakain po ako nagugutom. Bakit ka nagpapakain na nagugutom? Eh kasi wala silang access, you know, wala silang trabaho. Bakit wala silang trabaho? Kasi siguro yung sistema natin, ang gobyerno, bakit ganun? Bakit may problema sa sistema? Bakit ganyan? Wow, ang dami namang question. That is what we want to do. We don't just want to feed them.
Right.
We want them to be able to stand on their own to feed themselves. Kasi di ba, you teach man, give man a meal, you know, just for that moment.
Yeah, teach them how to
You teach them how
fish.
to fish, you teach them for a lifetime.
Right.
Mami May, before we wrap things up, I just want to know, when you started Kawa, how big was the dream and how big is the dream now, considering that yung ecosystem of good mo has come together in this way? Because I don't think nung simula ka, you would have imagined it would have grown to what we've had, what you have so far, and what you're dreaming of in the future.
Thank you for that wonderful question. Ano lang ako noon yung in my kitchen, happy na ako magpakain.
Yeah.
Kasi sabi ko, I cannot solve all the problems of the world. I mean, I'm happy to feed. For example, if I feed 100 today or 200, okay na ako doon.
Right.
Ang sinasabi niya, May, because you are who you are, and nandiyan ka na, at mukha namang you're very passionate about it, you can amplify the work you do. And sabi niya, why don't you just scale it up? Because when you scale it up, and then your impact will even be bigger. And especially kung hindi ka rin laging hihingi, di ba? Maging sarili kang entrepreneur kung saan alam mo kung paano mong paiikutin para hindi ka laging umaasa. Habi ko, wow, 61 na ako, no? Pero parang na-excite ako at the thought na even at this age, you know, kaya ko pang gumawa ng impact, kaya ko pang makatulong. So I can dream bigger. And that is what the Spring Rain Global has given us.
Mommy May, you know, we wish we had more time to talk about Kawa Pilipinas.
I can be back.
Yes, definitely.
We would love you to be back.
Yes. But I'm sure our viewers are inspired now to volunteer, to help. How can they get in touch with you?
Okay, we have a website. It's the ano nga yung website? www.kawapilipinas.com, diba? So you can check our website. We also have a Facebook page, and so please get in touch. You can give your time, your talent, your treasure. In fact, yung bahay namin, I'm 3.3 million away to pay my utang. So if you can help, we'd really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Mae Paner, ladies and gentlemen, the founder and chair of Kawa Pilipinas.
But of course, we have to say it, actor, activist, philanthropist!
Thank you.
Well, don't go away, guys, because we've got more stories for you after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching. It's a beautiful day. Now we got more news for you. Another incident of Chinese harassment in the West Philippine Sea. Authorities say a Chinese Coast Guard vessel engaged in reckless and dangerous maneuvers against the BRP Cabra. Those include an attempted head-on collision with a smaller PCG vessel, but PCG spokesperson Commodore J. Dariela notes the BRP Cabra has pushed the CCG ship further away to some 92 to 96 nautical miles off the coast of Capones Island. Dariela asserts they remain steadfast in challenging the CCG's illegal patrol.
Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla vows no special treatment for Russian YouTuber Vitaly Zhidorowetsky. Remulla gave that assurance as he presented the vlogger before the media on Monday. Zhidorowetsky was arrested last week after harassing Filipinos in Bonifacio Global City. He is detained at the Bureau of Immigration's facility in Taguig pending deportation.
Ito'y ehemplo na seryoso tayo na sa sariling bayan natin, hindi tayo magpapabasa sa kanila.
A mixed martial arts fighter clarifies he is neither promoting violence nor taking the law into his own hands, but rather helping raise awareness against bullying when he challenged a Russian vlogger to a fight. In Louis Angalang's dare to Vitaly Zhidorowetsky via a social media post, he showed video clips of what he calls disrespectful behavior of the blogger towards Filipinos in Boracay and BGC in Taguig City. Speaking with On Point, Sangalang explains that while he lauds the Bureau of Immigration's immediate action, win or lose, his challenge remains.
The challenge was made because of two main reasons. The first reason is that we wanted to raise awareness of what he was doing. And second is to honestly get him off the streets. And why did we want to do that? We wanted to protect our kababayans from doing something, let's just say, reckless. Alam naman natin yung mga Pilipino, medyo mainitin. And we cannot avoid the situation we're in, they would abangan nila tong taong to. And they might have to do something, criminal or illegal.
Meantime, the Bureau of Immigration says the police are reportedly filing more charges against Vitaly aside from the deportation proceedings he is facing for being an undesirable alien. Should complaints prosper against him, the Russian vlogger will have to be transferred to a local jail and serve his sentence before being deported to his own country.
Even if the deportation case finishes first, if the local case is still not yet completed or the sentence has not yet been served, we would have to wait for that and hold the deportation up until the finality of its case.
The Transportation Department is eyeing mechanisms to allow unconsolidated jeepneys to once again ply the roads. This after transport group Piston staged its own protest, demanding for the reinstatement of 5-year franchises for traditional jeeps. Our Paolo Barcelon has the details.
Transport Secretary Vince Dizon assured unconsolidated traditional jeepney owners that they will once again be allowed to ply certain routes. Dizon says they are working out guidelines to be released after the Holy Week.
Siguro, right after Holy Week, siguradong meron na tayong final na magiging mekanismo para makabalik kayo. Pero ang utos ko na ho sa komite, kailangan yung mga hindi nakapasok lampas dun sa April 2024 deadline, kailangan makapasada.
This comes 1 year after the consolidation deadline of April 30, 2024 ended. President Bongbong Marcos back then said the deadline was already final after several extensions to allow more operators and drivers to consolidate. Such a relief would help drivers like Artemio, who's been driving jeeps for nearly 4 decades. He says since they are considered illegal or colorum, they try to drive without being detected by authorities just to continue to make a living.
Kami gutom na rin. Gutom na matagal na kaming dumadaing dahil sa ginagawa ng LTFRB at saka DOTR na hindi kami makarehistro.
Piston National President Modi Floranda earlier called on the DOTR to implement specific plans and not just continuously study problems plaguing the transport sector.
Pero hanggang investigation, ang sa atin gusto natin yung aktual na maging desisyon. Kasi kung usapin ng pag-aaralin yung batas, 8 taon na eh. 8 taon ang tuloy-tuloy na pinag-aaralan eh. Hanggang ngayon ba naman, kailangan pa rin pag-aralan.
Tuzon assured operators that the process for allowing unconsolidated jeeps to once again travel will be hassle-free.
Hindi natin po kayo papahirapan kasi
Pinayagan na tayo mag-renew at mag-registro pero dadaan naman sa butos ng karayom.
Hindi mo mangyayari. Sisiguraduhin ko na ang importante, makabiyahe kayo ng legal. Yun ang importante.
In the meantime, Piston says they will continue to hold protest actions demanding the return of individual 5-year franchises. Paolo Barcelon, Billionaire News Channel.
We've got more stories for you after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Still watching It's Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Let's take a look at global weather. Moving on first to the Congo, residents of Kinshasa assess the damage from severe flooding that hit the city, killing dozens and displacing many. Victims shared their harrowing experiences, including being trapped in floodwaters for 72 hours and losing everything. The overflow from the Njili River on Friday night blocked major roads and stranded drivers. The flooding adds to challenges facing the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is already dealing with intensified conflict from Rwanda-backed M23 rebels in the east, where over 7,000 people have been killed this year. Shepherdsville, located in Bullitt County, Kentucky, has suffered significant flood damage with streets entirely submerged. The Salt River, swollen by powerful storms, has overflowed its banks, causing widespread flooding throughout the city and nearby areas. According to local reports, officials are requesting help from residents of Bullitt County as they monitor the fluctuating water levels. The river's crest remains unpredictable. Current projections estimating it will reach 33 feet. Thousands of visitors flocked to Keukenhof in Lis to admire millions of tulips, daffodils, hyacinths, and other flowers in bloom. The 250-hectare garden is known for the ideal sandy soil for floriculture. Each year, Stefan Slob and his team plant 7 million bulbs across 1,600 varieties, completing the task by Christmas. Keukenhof is a major tourist draw, attracting 1.4 million visitors in 2024, and over just 8 weeks. Tourists express awe at the park's beauty, saying it was breathtaking. The park is open from March 20 to May 11 this year. Visitors and locals in Bonn, Germany marveled at the sight of 300 cherry trees in full bloom, turning the old town into a stunning sea of pink flowers. First cherry trees were planted in 1986, and over the years, the annual Blossom event has become a major tourist attraction, drawing tens of thousands of visitors from both Germany and abroad. Bonn residents and tourists typically enjoy the blossoms for about 2 weeks, although warmer temperatures may cause the flowers to fade sooner, leaving some hoping for cooler weather. And that's it for Weather HQ at the moment. Back to you, Maureen.
He's not just selling the cars, he's driving them too. Auto Hub Group's Willie T10 talks about why he's all in on Chinese-built GAC as the company opens its newest dealership in BGC. The details from our mobility correspondent, G. Baroga.
He's been in the car game for years, selling everything from luxury rides to city cars. But Auto Hub Group's Willie T10 says he's found something special in GAC, a Chinese car brand that's making waves in the Philippines. The group just opened GAC Bonifacio Global City, their second GAC outlet and the brand's flagship showroom in the country. And if you're wondering if T10's just pushing inventory, think again. He personally uses the GAC M8, a sleek 7-seater minivan that's packed with comfort and convenience features.
Use the M8 a lot of days in a week, and because it's a beautiful ride, it has massage chair, very big leg room, hot air, cold air, whatever, luxuries. You can sleep soundly in the car, especially during long drives.
2 years ago, Titan got a first-hand look at the GAC factory in China and walked away impressed.
GAC is one of the biggest brands in China. It's owned by the Guangdong Automotive Corporation, which is a government-owned company, and they produce very beautiful brands.
GAC is now the third best-selling Chinese car brand in the Philippines, according to the Chamber of Automotive Manufacturers. And its partner Astara Philippines says they're raising the bar even higher.
This collaboration is not just about expanding what footprint is. It's about elevation, the customer experience, and setting new standards.
The new dealership features the latest models, a fully equipped service bay, and even a parts warehouse. And AutoHub's not done yet. A third GAC showroom is something Titan wants to work on, with more dealerships and brands to follow. For BNC Mobility, G. Baroga.
Now it's time for us to find out if today's going to be a lucky day for us or not. Let's find out from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope for today, Tuesday, April 8. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, iwasan na ang procrastination. Simulan agad ang mga importanteng gawain. Purple at 5. Kaya oksaman tayo, gamitin ang creativity upang malampasan ang mga challenges mo sa trabaho. Yellow at 3. Kay Tiger naman tayo, ang pagiging early bird ay magdadala ng mas productive na araw. Red at 9. Rabbit naman tayo, ang networking ay magbibigay ng bago opportunity sa trabaho. Orange at 6. Kay Dragon naman tayo, huwag matakot magtanong kung hindi naiintindihan. Mahalaga ang clarity. Green at 8. Kay Snake naman tayo, iwasan ang sobrang paggamit ng gadget upang maproteksyonan ang mata. Pink at 7. Ito naman! Kay Year of the Horsey, bigyan pansin ang mga bagay na mahalaga sa iyong partner. Ito ang susi sa magandang harmony. Purple at 4. Kay Ship naman, ang pagiging innovative mo ay magdadala ng recognition mula kay boss. Yellow at 2. Kay Monkey naman mag-ingat sa mga long-distance relationship. Siguraduhin na may malinaw na plano ang bawat isa. Red at 5. Kay Year of the Rooster naman tayo, iwasan ang impulse buying. Gumawa ng listahan bago mag-shopping. Green at 5. Kay Year of the Dog naman, magsimula ng side hustle na nakabase sa iyong passion. Pink at 6. Kay Pig naman tayo, maging handa sa bagong opportunity. Huwag matakot mag-explore. Yellow at 3. Ako po, si Master Hans Kua. Paalala lang ito po ay patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan ang horoscope of the day dito lang po. So it's a beautiful day with Master Hans Kua.
Thank you so much, Master Hans Kua. And he said, I need to be innovative.
You know what? My favorite piece of advice that he gave out was to mow, not to impulse buy.
Yes,
Not
no
to
impulse buy.
And
Yes.
I always impulse buy.
Sabi nga ni Direk,
Especially,
sabi nga ni
I know,
Direk,
at the grocery.
the only way to avoid that or situations like that is that before you go to the grocery, kumain ka muna.
But I'm always hungry, so it never works. If I eat beforehand or not, I always buy
But that's
a
the
lot.
grocery. What if you are shopping for clothes or something and then you see something
Yeah,
like,
I'm bad.
whoa, like a pair of shoes or jeans
And
that
don't
fits
impulse
so well.
buy.
I always impulse buy, so it's really bad.
And I always
need to
tell
control.
myself, if you fit something and it fits perfectly on you, you gotta buy it.
We're the same.
Like, don't think twice.
I need to stop shopping.
Or you'll get buyer's remorse.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I regret it when I don't buy it because I said, oh, it fits so
Same.
well.
Yeah. So
Yes, Pao?
if the shoe fits, buy it.
Yeah.
That's the saying for
We're
the
the
day.
ones who gave the horoscope of the day.
Yeah. If the shoe fits, buy it.
To all the horoscopes out there. Yes. If you like it, buy it.
But you know what? Actually, it's hard for me because my shoe size is actually kind of big. But anyway, yung sa akin is actually about yung love life, which is important because we're gonna talk to Coach V. All right, what's next?
Talk about your love
So
life later.
interesting. Up ahead, guys, men are often lectured how to give women butterflies. But what about for men? After the break, dating Coach V shares her secrets to getting that man wrapped around your fingers. Don't go away. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, how do you knock a man completely off their feet? Coach V answers that question in today's Love Hacks. Take it away, Coach V.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad. Love hacks, we got
Good morning, loves. It's a beautiful day. Coach V here, your go-to love solution provider, bringing you a brand new way to level up your love life. Welcome to Love Hacks. Last week, somebody once told me, Coach V, bakit girls lang ang tinutulungan mo sa Love Hacks? Well, today's episode will benefit the gentleman. This is your ultimate cheat code for making a mature, serious man feel that electric kilig, even if he doesn't want to show it. The low-key type, the composed type, the I'm too old for games type. We are cracking him open like a Ferrero. Hard shell, but soft center. Let's go! Paano nga ba pakiligin ang lalaking kadate ko? Ha. Sorry, this is the letter from our forum. Who's gonna read that for us?
I think
please?
me.
Thank you so much, Anne.
So, let's do it again. Paano ba pakiligin yung lalaking kadate ko? Ha. Ako kasi love language ko ay physical touch and acts of service. Yung kadate ko ngayon, 37M, very mature, seryoso na, very light. Ako naman, 26F, gusto ko sana may kilig, pero di ko alam paano sa kanya. Any tips?
Kinilig ako masyado, that's why I jump into it. Thank you so much, Anne. Now let's decode your man. He's mature, quiet, stable. Alam mo na agad, this guy doesn't fall for pa-cute lang. But mature doesn't mean immune na sa kilig. According to a study from the Kinsey Institute, men crave sensual connection, emotional anticipation, and yes, visual stimulation. Translation, he wants to feel desired, understood, and of course, turned on, but without the drama. Pao, when was the last time you felt kilig and what did she do?
Based in Boracay yung girlfriend ko eh. No, I mean, like she flies in for whenever I have moments in life that she feels proud of, and nakakilig yan. And honestly, yeah.
Effort, syempre, na-appreciate din ng men yan. So, how do you make this kind of man kilig? Well, not just through I miss yous, but I do believe it's through magnetic micro moves. Let's talk about the micro moves. Here are your no-fail science-backed cheat code to make any serious man feel weak in their knees. Number 1, look like a fantasy, but move like reality. Men are visual creatures. When he sees you, his brain lights up with dopamine. Pleasure chemical, my loves. So, don't just dress na pang date lang. Dress like a walking daydream. Live it. Soft perfume, slight glow, something silky that he'd want to touch. When he sees you, he should think, wow, this woman knows she's a catch. That alone, instant kilig na. Number 2, master the accidental touch. Nako, touch is big thing for men. Here's your move. When he says something smart or funny, gently touch his knee, his arm, chest, and whisper,
I swear, you're dangerous.
ooh, hi! Wait lang, science call it anchor touch. Your touch becomes tied to positive emotion. Next time he feels that same kilig, guess who will he think of? Ikaw. Ayan, parang may effect agad kay Pao. Look! Look, look, look!
Kasi naman, hindi ko sinabihan something that this was going to be part of it. Binigyan sila ng copy ng script. Wala akong kopya, okay? So, I had no idea.
Because it's supposed to see if the lines are effective and the tips are effective. How'd you feel about that? Kinilabutan ka? Kinilig ka?
I don't think it's the lines is the problem eh. Yung nag-deliver, yan yung may problema.
Yung tao yung tao pala, no? But like, that was a good one. Thank you, Mom. Well, wait lang, meron pa tayo. Let's see if the next lines are effective. Number 3, preempt mo yung needs niya. You know, this is big, di ba? That's why you would always say, oh, men likes women who are nurturing. Acts of service, level it up, my loves. If he works late, drop by with coffee and say,
I know you don't need spoiling, pal, but I love spoiling my man.
ooh, boom!
By the way, this is my coffee. I'm just sharing it with you.
How sweet is that? Serotonin surge, my loves. Oh, would you take the coffee, Pao?
No, it's mine. Kunwari lang yun.
Kunwari lang pala. Hindi pala to in real life. But I promise you, my loves, if you do this in real life, it's going to work. You're not just sexy, you're nurturing pa, di ba? That combo, deadly. Look at him.
Pamatay talaga.
Oh, see?
Oo.
I told you guys.
Hindi pa tapos. May iba ba?
Hindi pa tapos. Well, tip number 4. Say something that flips his world. Here's your killer line.
Pao, you know what I like in a man? A man who makes me feel safe, but enough to make me feel and get loose.
Ooh! Then flash a soft smile just like what Monique did and change the topic. Change the topic na. We're not gonna go back to that na. He won't hear the next 3 minutes na. He's gonna be too busy imagining what you meant. If, of course, he's your lover. So, flirty plus mysterious, kilig overload yan, my love. Disclaimer lang, do it to your lover, not to your coworker. This is just role-playing. Now, to the person who was asking us a question, to our flirty 26-year-old queen. You want a kilig man from a grown man, right? Stop going cute lang. Start going confident, caring, and just the right amount of a little bit naughty. Make him feel like he is the only man in the room. Then surprise him by being the woman he never saw coming. It's that essence of surprise. Remember, loves, men wants to feel kilig too, but they just experience kilig a little differently than us do. But a woman who got skills can make him melt like chocolate under the sun. So ladies, serve it sweet, slow, and unexpected. And make your man feel kilig today. That's it for today, loves. This is Coach V giving you real talk about real love. Want us to turn your love problems into love solutions? Abay, send us a DM na to Dating Coach V on Instagram. Let's not just talk about love, let's master it. Join me again next time and have a beautiful day. Love you.
This was not my idea. Ha 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 ha. Nervous smile emoji.
Explaining already.
Yes.
Really melted like chocolate. Yeah, but really he's innocent. He had no idea this was going to happen.
This was all us.
Yes.
Okay.
Poor Paolo.
Alright.
This is the first time he's speechless.
Hindi naman speechless. Natakot lang. Kasi...
Natakot ka? Kilig
Oo.
yung dating? Kasi may girlfriend siya.
Oo, iba. And she watches. Hello. From Manila to Boracay. Hello po.
But Paul, let us ask you a serious question. If those lines were coming from a person that you're romantically linked, what will you feel?
No, yeah, syempre. If it were from MJ, hi.
Specific talaga siya.
Ka lang ng specific, sorry.
Good.
Yeah, no, obviously it matters. Kasi I think what a lot of guys don't realize, or at least they don't say out loud, is that they like being supported verbally also. They like being talked to. We obviously say touch is so obvious, right? But then yung reinforcements with the words and the actions, so you put them both together. It impacts more than I think guys realize themselves, and of course girls also.
What's the favorite compliment that you've gotten from MJ?
That's a good one.
From MJ?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's personal na ate. That's even no. But then I think it's me talking. I talk a lot, so if you don't like me talking, we have a problem. So I think that's really simple. No,
Okay.
kasi matandal ako eh.
She
So the way
appreciates
that I talk, the way I could talk. So I
okay.
think that's important. Kasi if you don't like how I talk, patay tayo
Yeah.
dyan.
Is it true, Pao, that men very seldom that you receive compliments? That's why you really appreciate it when your woman tells you, you're guapo, you're
Oh no, Paolo gets a lot of those.
Hindi. Ano?
He gets a lot of compliments.
Yeah, pero galing sa akin eh. Right?
yun.
I mean, I compliment myself, but no, putting all joking aside, yeah, no, it does matter. Siyempre, as much as us guys, we also go out of our way to compliment yung partner namin.
Okay.
It's nice to be on the receiving end from time to time also.
Yeah, kasi us girls, we get a lot of compliments from women. But I don't know how about you guys. If you're with your bros, do they say like, bro, ang ganda ng ano mo, ng muscle mo?
Do you
ganyan?
compliment each other?
Yeah, mga pogi mo today. Parang guwapo mo, bro.
Parang yung hati ng buhok mo today, bro.
Oo. Gagi yung biceps mo, pre. But yeah, I mean, like, we do from time to time, but it's
you
more
guys
playful.
do?
It's playful.
Okay.
In a way, and it's, you know.
Paano mag-joke yung men between men? Paano mag-compliment?
Paano pakis?
Paano playful?
Di naman. Iba na ata. Iba na ata.
Paano pakis naman?
Paul, let us know.
Paano yun?
Pare, ang sexy mo today, pare!
Girls,
I love
iba
your
ata
smile,
yun, ah.
pare.
Parang ganda
May
ng ngipin mo
touch pa,
today.
effective.
Nag-whitening
Solid
yun.
mo, ah.
Solid,
No, I mean, like,
Sample.
no, I mean, like, yeah, it's like, it sometimes goes on like a joke, but then, you know, sometimes, like, for example, if they're wearing something that's really eye-catching,
Okay.
it's like, bro, you look good.
Nagaganon din pala kayo.
Cute.
It's not, it happens. I mean,
Bro,
like,
you look good.
Hindi naman ganun, right? I mean, kailangan mabilisan lang, flipan.
mabilis lang. Walang feelings.
But you know, I think also the acts of service also makes the guys kilig. Kasi they're so used to doing things for the girl. Diba? Opening the door for them,
Agree
carrying
yan.
their stuff. Diba? But when you do
when the door is
something...
open for me.
Ah?
No, I'm just joking. No.
Pero diba, like, but we surprise them from time to time by doing things for them.
Yeah.
Naman, diba? And I think that gives them kilig.
Yeah, or sometimes like treating them out. Like, hey, let's go to dinner, I got it. Or you take them on a date and you got everything. Sometimes that's nice.
Sa bagay, kasi they're so used to like, oh, I'm the one expected to pay.
Yeah.
So sabi nga sa tip natin kanina, yung essence of surprise. Do something that's not expected of you once in a while.
Yeah, like this entire segment was not expected.
Just like
this was
one.
a surprise.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Coach V, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for addressing all of the men out there also, or at least something for the guys. That is it for us this Tuesday, April 8. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Thank you so much for joining us here on It's a Beautiful Day.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. We got kilig because you joined us today. Remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever you go.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Have a great Tuesday ahead. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Only here on
It's a Beautiful Day!